The internet is on fire and nobody saw this coming. After weeks of heartbreak, public apologies, and messy rumors, Kendra has finally broken her silence, and the truth is messier than anyone ever imagined. Just when fans thought young Jock's teary confession might heal old wounds, Kendra did the unthinkable. She fought back with receipts that have everyone picking sides, scrolling for more, and questioning everything they thought they knew about hip-hop's most unpredictable couple. What exactly did those shocking texts reveal? Why did Kendra walk out in tears, leaving young Jock speechless on live TV? Tonight, we're taking you inside the chaos behind every private message, every secret confrontation, and every betrayal that's now splashed across every gossip page and group chat in America. Fans are shocked, emotions are running high, and even family members are being dragged into the drama as the real reason behind Kendra's exit finally comes to light. This isn't just another breakup, it's a full-blown war of words, secrets, and savage comebacks. So buckle up, because in the next few minutes, you're going to see exclusive details, hear from insiders, and witness the scandal that's tearing this love story apart in real time. Is this the end for Kendra and young Jock, or just the beginning of a new level of drama? Keep watching, because what happens next will leave you questioning whose side you're really on. It started with a single post, the kind that stops you mid-scroll and makes your heart race. Kendra, who had been silent since walking out on young Jock's teary apology, suddenly dropped a cryptic message on her Instagram story. The background was black, just a flicker of her hand gripping her phone, and the words typed in white. No emojis, no filter read. Sometimes the truth hurts more than the lie. Instantly, the comments and DMs exploded. Fans started speculating. Influencers jumped on live to break it down. And even young Jock's own crew looked stunned as the rumors flew faster than ever. At first, nobody knew what the truth even was. But within minutes, screenshots started leaking to the blogs. It wasn't a manager or some third-party source. It was Kendra herself sending exclusive messages to her inner circle. Her best friend, Chanel, received a string of texts that night. "I can't do this anymore," Kendra wrote. "I tried to forgive. I tried to believe he changed, but it's all just another performance. You saw those DMs? I can't unsee it." Chanel, ever loyal, fired back. "Girl, you sure you want to go public? This is gonna break the internet." By sunrise, Hollywood Unlocked, The Shade Room, and every hip-hop gossip account had posted Kendra's receipts. One text in particular sent fans spiraling. "How you gonna stand on TV and apologize? But last week you were texting your ex about unfinished business." The timeline split in half. Some blamed Kendra for putting Jock on blast, while others swore she was finally claiming her power after years of heartbreak. Emotions ran high as old clips resurfaced young Jock, laughing about his player days, Kendra wiping tears backstage, and family members sitting stone-faced in the front row during that infamous live reunion while the world watched the drama unfold. Those closest to Kendra felt the pain in real time. Her mother, Miss Pat, called her just after the posts went viral. "Baby, this too shall pass," she whispered. "But don't let the world turn you cold. You got more strength than you know." Kendra, raw and shaking, replied, "I just want the truth out. I'm tired of being the one who forgives and forgets." Her brother Marcus showed up that afternoon, furious on her behalf. "Ain't no coming back from this," he muttered. "Jock's gonna spin it, but you gotta own your side. Don't back down." Meanwhile, young Jock was spiraling behind the scenes. Sources say he locked himself in the studio, blasting old tracks and refusing to answer calls from his manager. His closest friend, Scrappy, tried to reach him. "Man, you've got to talk to her," Scrappy urged on FaceTime. "This isn't just about y'all no more. This is everywhere." Jock just shook his head, voice cracking. "I messed up, bro. But it wasn't all me. She had her secrets too." Nobody wants to hear my side, though, for the first time. Jock seemed genuinely lost, torn between defending himself and letting the silence speak. Social media was a battlefield. Fans trawled through old interviews trying to piece together the timeline. Had Kendra known about Jock's other women? Was the unfinished business just harmless flirting or something deeper? One viral thread pointed out that every time Kendra forgave Jock, he ended up with more fans, more bookings, and a fresh start while she was left to pick up the pieces. The family was left divided, as even Kendra's Aunt Caroline posted a Bible verse about wolves in sheep's clothing. While Jock's cousin fired back with a meme, "Ain't nobody perfect. Let people grow." The drama reached another level when a mysterious account started leaking even more private texts. Some were between Jock and an ex, others between Kendra and a close friend. One message from Kendra's side read, "If he loved me, he'd stop lying to my face. But I guess being loyal makes me the fool." Instantly, fans latched onto this as the smoking gun. The real reason Kendra left wasn't one scandal, but a mountain of little betrayals. The comments flooded in. "Protect your peace, sis. Once a cheater, always a cheater. She deserves better." Even brands got involved. Kendra's DMs filled with support from women's empowerment pages and therapy coaches, while some of Jock's endorsements quietly disappeared. The public, hungry for every detail, kept the hashtags trending. In a matter of hours, hashtag KENDRAS truth, hashtag team JOC, and hashtag receipts DONT lie were everywhere. The pressure cooker boiled over when a well-known radio host announced he had both Kendra and Jock booked for a live interview. Fans waited, holding their breath, as rumors of a possible confrontation swirled. Would Kendra finally reveal everything on air? Would Jock fight back or break down? Nobody knew, but everyone was watching, and every word was about to make history. The day of the interview arrived, with the kind of tension that could split a room in half. Everyone was watching, fans, family, even people who barely cared about hip-hop drama. The radio station's parking lot looked like a scene from a blockbuster movie. Paparazzi jostling for position, security trying to hold back a wave of bloggers. And somewhere inside, Kendra sitting alone in the green room, her phone blowing up with messages from friends, family, and strangers. Her hands shook as she scrolled through the trending hashtags. Hashtag KendraStruth was still #1. And every new notification seemed to bring either another wave of support or a fresh round of accusations. Meanwhile, young Jock was pacing the hall outside the studio trying to compose himself. His manager whispered strategies in his ear, but Jock barely heard him. He was replaying every moment of the past few weeks, wondering if there was still time to save face. Just before they went live, he caught a glimpse of Kendra through the studio glass. She looked calm, but her eyes were steel cold. It hit him then. This wasn't the same woman who had cried for him backstage, who had once begged him to fight for their love. This was someone who was finally ready to burn it all down. The host started the show with a bang. The whole world wants answers, and tonight we're getting them. Kendra, let's start with you. Why now? Why release those texts, and what do you want the world to know? Kendra leaned in, her voice low but clear. "I'm not here to destroy anyone. I'm here because for years I was told to forgive, to forget, to just be strong and pretend like nothing happened. But every time I gave him another chance, I lost a piece of myself. I'm done hiding these texts. They're just a fraction of what really went on. I want people to understand it's not about one mistake. It's about a pattern." Jock tried to cut in, his voice trembling. "I made mistakes. I admit that. But I never meant to hurt you like this. Those texts, they weren't what they look like. People twist things online. You know me, Kendra. You know my heart." She looked him dead in the eyes. "I thought I did, but I can't keep covering for you. Every time you mess up, I'm the one who has to move on or get over it. I'm done playing that role. I want the truth out, not for revenge, but so I can finally breathe." The host pressed on, asking about specific texts and rumors. Emotions ran high as both tried to explain their side. Jock brought up old wounds, times Kendra had pulled away, times she'd kept things from him too. It wasn't just me, he insisted, voice cracking. You had your secrets too. You never really let me in. We both made mistakes. The family drama spilled onto the airwaves. Kendra's mother called in, her voice shaking. My daughter deserves better. She tried, Lord knows she tried, but love can't survive without trust. Jock's sister called moments later, fierce and protective. Everybody's got skeletons. Don't act like Jock's the only one with flaws. Kendra, you ain't perfect. Either. Fans were shocked as the radio lines lit up. People taking sides, crying, shouting, some just begging the couple to let go and heal. Social media went wild with clips. 1 minute, Kendra's holding back tears. The next, Jock's voice breaking as he pleads for another chance. But the real bombshell dropped when the host, with a dramatic pause, read out a fresh batch of texts, sent anonymously to the station just minutes before going live. These new messages revealed conversations between Jock and another woman dated barely a week before his on-air apology. The texts were clear: flirting, promises to meet, talk of missing the old days. Kendra's face crumpled, the pain raw and undeniable. The studio fell silent. For a moment, all the fighting, all the accusations stopped. Jock put his head in his hands, finally out of defenses. Kendra stood up, voice shaking but strong. This is why I had to leave. Not for the world, not for the blogs, but for me. I deserve better than this. As she walked out of the studio, the city itself seemed to hold its breath. Emotions ran high, the family was left divided, and fans were left with more questions than answers. But one thing was clear: Kendra's fight wasn't just for herself. It was for every woman who'd ever been told to forgive and forget. As Kendra stepped out into the humid night, the city lights blurred by a storm of camera flashes. The weight of the interview pressed down on her shoulders. Her phone wouldn't stop buzzing, calls from her mother, texts from friends, a flood of social media notifications. For the first time, she let herself feel the relief, but also the ache of finality. She knew there would be no going back now. The whole world had seen the truth spill out, messy and unfiltered, and though it stung, part of her finally felt free. Meanwhile, the fallout rippled through every corner of Atlanta's music scene. Radio stations replayed the most explosive moments from the interview on loop. Podcasts dissected every word, every tear, every sideways glance. The Shade Room and every major blog ran fresh headlines. Kendra walks out after new texts revealed. Young Jock caught red-handed again. At salons and barbershops, people argued over who was to blame, with fans divided right down the middle. Some insisted Kendra had overreacted, while others said she was the real MVP for finally drawing a line. Back at the studio, Jock sat slumped in his chair, silent, while his manager tried to explain away the latest scandal. Maybe you just need to lay low, bro. Give it time. Let people miss you, his manager urged. But Jock wasn't listening. All he could see was Kendra's face as she walked out. He scrolled through their old photos, the late-night messages, the inside jokes only they had shared. A wave of regret washed over him. He'd spent so long trying to be the life of the party. He'd forgotten what it meant to hold on to the one person who really cared. The next morning, Kendra's story took another turn. She posted a video, no makeup, hair pulled back, her voice tired but resolute. To everyone who's reached out, thank you. I'm okay, but I'm done pretending. I don't need pity or revenge, just peace. If you've ever felt trapped by someone else's lies, know you're not alone. The comments poured in by the thousands. Women shared their own stories, thanked Kendra for her bravery, and called her an inspiration. The hashtag #KendraStrong started trending. News outlets picked up the video, with even mainstream media weighing in on what was now more than just Celebrity Gossip Hit was a conversation about honesty, self-worth, and how much a woman should have to forgive. But even as Kendra tried to move forward, the drama followed her. A new leak hit the blog's voice notes between Jock and his ex, recorded just days before the interview. The audio was raw, Jock venting about his relationship, sounding lost, desperate, even angry. "I don't know why she thinks I'm the bad guy," he said. "I never wanted any of this to go public." The voice notes painted a picture of a man torn between his public image and private pain, fueling even more debate among fans. Some said Jock was just human, that everyone makes mistakes. Others said it was just more proof that he'd never really changed. As if that wasn't enough, Kendra's best friend Chanel decided to break her own silence. She went live on Instagram, fielding questions from thousands of curious and nosy viewers. "I saw what Kendra went through. She always gave Jock the benefit of the doubt. She's not perfect, but she tried harder than anyone. Don't let him or anyone else flip the script. She's the real one here." The saga began spilling into real life. Brands publicly supported Kendra, offering partnerships and campaigns focused on women's empowerment. Her family stood by her side, hosting a private dinner where tears and laughter mingled as they toasted her new chapter. Even some of Jock's friends quietly reached out to apologize for not having Kendra's back sooner, but not everyone was supportive. Jock's crew fired back online, claiming Kendra was just looking for attention, trying to cash in on the drama. Fake accounts started spreading rumors, claims that Kendra had her own secrets, that she was just as bad as Jock. The online arguments grew nastier, and soon Kendra's DMs filled with both encouragement and hate. Through it all, she refused to back down, determined to control her own narrative for once. The city, the fans, and both families were left divided. Everyone had their own version of what really happened. But one thing was certain: the days of silent suffering were over. For Kendra, there was no more hiding, no more covering for someone else's lies. She had finally fought back, and now the world was watching to see what she'd do next. Days passed, but the dust from Kendra's explosive interview refused to settle. Every morning brought fresh headlines and new commentary, with fans scouring every detail for more drama. It wasn't just a story anymore, it was a movement. Women's groups invited Kendra to speak, and her DMs were flooded with thank you messages from people who finally saw themselves in her struggle. News crews camped outside her building, hoping for another soundbite, while her family did their best to shield her from the worst of the noise. Yet, the backlash didn't let up. On social media, the arguments kept raging. A fake close friend tried selling new rumors to blogs, but this time, Kendra didn't flinch. She posted a simple story: "Rumors can't break me anymore. My truth speaks louder." It was clear she had found a piece that couldn't be shaken by outsiders' opinions. Young Jock, meanwhile, vanished from the spotlight. Club promoters quietly pulled his name from lineups, and his manager's calls went unanswered. Friends tried to get him out of the house, but he declined every invitation, lost in regret and replaying his mistakes. Even as the world debated, he realized the real loss wasn't the scandal, it was Kendra, and the version of himself he'd never managed to become. Behind the scenes, producers of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta scrambled to turn the real-life fallout into season gold. Leaked clips showed cast members divided, with some rallying around Kendra and others trying to salvage Jock's reputation. Confessionals hinted at even deeper betrayals, leaving fans begging for a reunion episode that could finally bring closure or unleash more chaos. The family drama continued at home. Kendra's mother, always her rock, reminded her, "Truth is its own reward. You held your head high, and nobody can take that from you." Her brother Marcus made a point to check in daily, bringing laughter and a sense of normalcy. Even her Aunt Caroline, usually quick to judge, sent flowers and a simple note: "Proud of you, baby." With every day, Kendra felt lighter, She started planning a new project, turning her pain into purpose. "I never wanted to be anyone's role model," she admitted in a live video. "But if my story helps even one person set themselves free, then it was worth it." Messages from strangers, women, and men kept pouring in. "Your strength gave me courage. I finally walked away. Thank you for showing it's okay to put yourself first." As the buzz faded and the city's attention shifted to the next headline, Kendra found herself standing taller. There were still scars, still tough days, but she owned her story known. No one could rewrite it for her. For young Jock, the road to redemption would be long and lonely. The love story was over, but both were finally facing the truth, in all its heartbreak and hope. So after all the shocking confessions, emotional breakdowns, and endless social media storms, one thing is crystal clear: this story was never just about Kendra and young Jock. It was about standing up for your truth, breaking toxic cycles, and refusing to stay silent when you deserve more. Fans everywhere watched as secrets came to light, families took sides, and two lives changed forever right in front of our eyes. But now we want to hear from you. Do you think Kendra made the right move by exposing everything, or should she have kept it private? Is there hope for reconciliation, or is it time for both of them to finally move on for good? Whose side are you really on? And what lesson will you take from their journey? Drop your thoughts, hot takes, and favorite moments in the comments below. Make sure you like this video if you want more explosive updates. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss the next jaw-dropping twist. This is your community, your conversation. Your voice be heard, because the real story is just getting started.